Hi everyone, Tom Chapman again, and this is my MapTool tutorial series. This is going to be video 10.1, and I'm naming it 10.1 because I'm going to have this in a series of 3 videos, and these 3 videos are going to cover tokens and how to put tokens into MapTools. And this first one is going to just cover using the mapping packs that we downloaded from one of the earlier videos, and using that from our library over here on the left and dragging those tokens out. 10.2 and 10.3 will deal with creating custom tokens. 10.2 will deal with the RPTools utility known as Token Tool. And then 10.3 is going to utilize a website called Canva that I used for a lot of my tokens now. Before we get too far in though, I want to catch you up to everything that I've done with my map so far, and I'm going to go through all of my maps. So here I have my adventure progression. Since the last time we were here, I've added the conclusion for how the game ends. I've also added the appendix talking about the town of Kessin and all the information that was given to me in the module. I have also added, and these are on the wrong layer, so I'm going to select right click and change them to object. And these 3 tokens, the people of Kessin, are a bunch of different NPCs that the players might come across when they're in town. Now, these 3 tokens get into custom tokens, and I built these 3 using Canva, but I'll show you how to do that later. So I added this extra stuff down here, and I also added the conclusion token. Handouts, nothing new here, just the one single map. The world map we talked about. The map of Nirmathas, where Kessin is located. Talked about that earlier. The town of Kessin. Now in this I've actually added more stuff. So this is the original map that I put in here in one of my earlier videos, and all the numbers were on that map. Now if we look closely, let's go in on building 1 right here. So I added an information token. Again, it's on the hidden layer, so if I hit Control-Shift-P, players can't see that. So if they ask, what's in building 1? I can say, that's the 7 silvers. And that's the inn that's there. And so all this information was in the module. I just put these tokens in. Then we have the first fight. And I just imported this map from another instance of this that I was using. Same with Eyes in the Dark, which involves these NPC wolves on the edge. And most of what you've seen has been me working on the upper level. And so to catch us up on where we are on the upper level, I have all of my room tokens placed in here. And in addition, if I click on my vision blocking layer, you can zoom in and see my blue vision blocking lines that we talked about in the vision blocking video. The next step is going to be to add NPC tokens to the map. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Now, NPC tokens, when I use them, I tend to keep them on the token layer. If I don't want players to see them, I just make them invisible, but I tend to just keep them on the token layer. It's easier to deal with. If I click on room 1, I look down here and there's creatures. There are 8 skeletons in various places around this chamber. All right, so that's what I know. I need to get 8 skeleton tokens into room number 1. So I'm going to see what my library has. I know nothing's in default, so let's check what's under mapping. If I click on the home folder or the base folder for mapping and then come down here and say search subdirectories, I'm going to just type in the word skeleton. I'm going to see what it comes up with. So I've got 3 different versions from this mapping pack of skeletons. So I'm going to put decrepit skeleton in here. I'm going to pin that so I don't have to keep doing this. This basic skeleton and this 3.5 skeleton or 3rd edition skeleton. Let's see what I got in my mapping pack. Oh my gosh, I've got lots of skeletons. Lots of interesting skeletons. And this is the funny thing about these mapping packs is I have these types of top-down skeletons. And what these are, if I drag that out here and then zoom in, that's more of room decoration. That's not really going to be a token I use for combat. So with it selected, I'm going to hit delete. Do I want to delete it? Yes. And I'm going to zoom back out. So these first 3 are just room decorations. Then we get some interesting ones like sharks You'll never know what you find in your mapping pack, especially when you have 10 gigs of mapping items. Some of these, though, might be useful to me. There was one I saw right here. Ooh, this one looks great. That would be a fun one. A gladiator skeleton. Another gladiator skeleton facing a different direction. I think there was one up here. That one might be okay. It's kind of a sit-down one. But here's the two types of tokens you'll find in these mapping packs. You're going to find these tokens down here that are more images with an outline, or you're going to find these types of tokens which are top-down images. Now these are pretty cool, but you're not going to find them for every monster that you want, and sometimes these work too. Now for these tokens, the thing about them is you want to make sure you put them on the token layer, but any token you pull out from over here, you can change the layer to. Now you kind of saw me do that at the beginning of this video, but if I say I right-click on that, and I don't want this to be in the token layer, I want to change to, let's say I want this to be a background object. Don't know why I would, but I've now got it on background. I click on it, nothing happens. I have to go to background to deal with it. Now that's pretty much it for tokens. The map pack has a lot of cool things. Make sure when you're searching you select search subdirectories so that you can see what you come up with. And then in a later video I'll tell you how I populate this with more information. So for right now, that is using tokens contained in the mapping packs that we downloaded earlier. I'll also include links to those mapping packs again. So I will see you in the next video, 10.2, creating custom tokens using token tools. Thank you.